to the Harvest of the Month online cooking class. It's November and we are celebrating the persimmon this month. In celebration of the persimmon, we are making the Great Fall Persimmon Salad with persimmons coming from Aliso Canyon Ranch in Santa Paula. To make this recipe, we are going to need 3 cups of fuyu persimmons, 2½ cups of spinach, 2½ cups romaine lettuce, 2 cups Granny Smith apples, 1/2 cup sunflower seeds. And for our dressing, we're going to need 2 teaspoons of orange zest, 1 tablespoon of shallot, 1/3 cup of orange juice, 1½ tablespoons of white distilled vinegar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of olive oil. Before we start anything in this recipe, it's really important that we wash our produce and our hands. So running your hands under warm water with soap, sing the happy birthday song twice or the ABCs once, and make sure that you get the tops of your hands in between your fingers and underneath your fingernails. For this recipe, you'll need a chef's knife. This is best used by parents and students in middle school or older. And these lettuce knives are really great for cutting lettuce and spinach. This serrated metal knife is what we use with 3rd through 5th grade students when we're doing cooking classes. And this plastic knife is what we use for kindergarten through 2nd grade. Alright, so once you've washed your hands and gotten all the tool you'll need, you're also going to need a pair of tongs, measuring spoons, measuring cups, a whisk, a grater or some sort of zester, and a juicer can be helpful as well. Once you have all of those things ready to go and your hands are clean, it's time to make your salad. So let's get chopping. All right, so first we will start with our fuyu persimmon. Not to be confused with haichia persimmons. Those are used for baking. Fuyus are awesome for a salad. So we want to cut off our top here. So I'm going to use my chef's knife, and this is a great job for an adult or an older student. I've shown you the claw and saw in the past, but since I can't really do the claw right now, I'm just kind of gripping it so that my fingers have enough space away from the blade. And then I'm just going to slowly cut off my top. And what's nice about that is then I get a nice flat edge. And you can cut it in half. And this will give your students a good piece to work with. So then 3rd through 5th grade students can be using first the bridge technique to cut their persimmon into quarters. And then they can use the bridge again to saw this piece into another quarter, and then the bridge here. So when we get down to, we want a medium dice, so when we get to smaller pieces, we use that claw to hold things still, and then we can just saw back and forth. And that's about the size that we want our persimmons. Then the next piece is our spinach. So spinach, what's cool about spinach is because it's so small, we can honestly just rip this if we want to have kids just ripping it into small pieces. They don't want to use the knife, but of course it's always good to practice knife skills as well. So we use that claw, and I'll demonstrate how it would work with the plastic knife, and we just saw back and forth. tucking those fingers under. We are going to use the stems here. We can cut these into nice bite-sized pieces. And then we also need to chop 2.5 cups of romaine lettuce. So, and romaine you can see kind of has like an angle to it, so we want to put it on its flattest side and use that claw. And first, we can just slice this in half. And then we can go through. You can see it works well with the plastic knife. Works a little better with the metal knife. But even these awesome lettuce knives can be used as well. This recipe calls for Granny Smith apples, but what I have today is a Fuji apple. What's nice about Granny Smith is that the sour with the persimmon is really nice, but this will still taste delicious. And I'm using that bridge technique to cut my apple in half. And you see, the kids can even do that with the metal knife, 3rd through 5th graders. And my bridge to cut it into quarters. And then you may want an adult to take out the core. Gives you a nice. And then we can have our little ones practicing their knife skills using that bridge to slice back and forth their apple into bite-sized pieces. We're going to need to squeeze oranges for the dressing, but we also need orange zest. So before you cut your orange in half to make orange juice, you're going to need to use something like a grater or a zester. We only have one of these as an option, and zest, the kids really like doing this, and it smells really delicious. But this is something that you want to emphasize going very slow. It is always helpful to have a partner in this. Somebody's holding the grater while the other person is doing the grating, or the zesting in this case. And then we're just going in a slow downward motion, getting some of the zest from our orange. Always keeping our fingers at least an inch away from the grater. These blades here are very sharp. This is a fully focused job. You have to focus all your attention on this so as to not cause accidents. And then to get the zest out, tapping your grater or having an adult gently getting some of the zest out from the inside. We also need a tablespoon of shallot. Mincing is best done with a chef's knife rather than these serrated knives. So again, a good adult job or older student. And just slicing. You only need a tablespoon, so you don't need to slice a lot. To mince the shallot into tiny pieces. The smaller the better. Alright, so that's all the chopping that we need to do. So next we will juice the orange. After zesting our orange, we're then going to use that bridge technique to cut the orange in half. And if you have a juicer, you can just juice into one of these awesome tools that catches the seeds. Or if you don't have a juicer, you can just squeeze directly into a small container and then measure out your 3rd cup of orange juice. All right, now that we have prepped all of our ingredients, it's time to combine them. So now I have combined all ingredients and it smells delicious. So, as always, I'm going to use this opportunity to bring myself into the present moment and do a mindful tasting. So, I'm going to serve myself some delicious salad. And first, I'm going to look at my salad and notice all of the beautiful colors. I see reds, I see creamy white, light green, dark green, and of course orange from this beautiful persimmon. And I'm going to smell my salad. And when I smell, I notice the smell of oranges, and I smell the sweetness of the apples. I'm going to listen to my salad. I don't hear anything yet, but I might hear something once I start eating. Of course, I did a lot of the touching by making this salad, so I've touched my salad. And so, last but not least, I'm going to taste my salad. And I'm going to try and get a little bit of everything in my fork, which is more challenging than I thought. Oops. One. Delicious. Very yummy salad. And that's it for the Great Fall Persimmon Salad. This is a great salad to have at Thanksgiving dinner and to enjoy with your family. And thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.